Hi there, everyone. Hope your Tuesday is going well so far. I'm Holly Davis with WPTV, and joining me today is Mary Murphy. She is a business services consultant with CareerSource Research Coast. Mary, nice to see you. How's your day going so far?
So far, so good, Holly. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
I know it's busy. You guys are gearing up for the 6th annual, I want to make sure I get the title right, Fort Pierce Job Fair. We're about 25 days into a brand new year. And as we have seen kind of coming out of last year, the need for jobs continues. So tell us more about this particular job fair.
As you said, this is our 6th annual City of Fort Pierce Job Fair. It's the largest general job fair we do along the Treasure Coast annually. Typically, we've had over 100 employers and community partners participating. We've always done it live. Unfortunately, because the situation with COVID, we're doing it virtual this year. We've hosted a few virtual events in the fall,
Sure.
And they've been very successful. And so we're really excited, and our employers are very excited about this as well. So it's very simple. There is a video portion to it. So we want job seekers that come to, be prepared to have a face-to-face like we're doing right now. But also a larger part of the platform is it's very simple, user-friendly, chatting as you would in LinkedIn or Facebook.
Okay. Tell me some of the businesses that will be present.
Sure. It's focused, as I said, the primary sponsor is the City of Fort Pierce. But it is available. We have employers throughout the Tri-County area, which is Indian River, St. Lucie, and Martin County, as well as job seekers. We've marketed this to anyone, but we are focusing a lot on our employers and our job seekers in that Fort Pierce area, which is located in northern St. Lucie County, right around the border with Indian River.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. Please continue.
Yeah, that's okay. In that area, we've got a lot of manufacturers in the marine and aerospace sectors, A1 Truss, Pursuit Boats, some other, Triumph is another aerospace in the Stewart area. But we've got a lot of manufacturers that are looking for workers. We've also got positions in every industry you can imagine. Construction, lots of jobs with CDL drivers. We need several of those. We've got companies, Waste Pro in the Fort Pierce area is looking for drivers as well as mechanics and helpers. Great jobs with benefits. And they love to promote from within many of these companies. So I encourage people to stop by and actually, engage with the employers, find out what they do, find out what they're looking for. And think about what you do as a job seeker, your transferable skills. Maybe you look outside the box when you're looking for a job because you have skills that you may not be aware of.
And there's still so much grace for those people who are coming and maybe they have a gap on their resume. I know a lot of times people are really concerned about that, but the pandemic and layoffs really do explain now why you have had maybe a couple of weeks or months without employment. And a lot of those businesses, they're saying, that's okay. Don't worry about that.
Right. This whole past year has been a strange situation for a lot of people. So employers are having to make adjustments as well as job seekers. So engagement and honesty and, being true to who you are and presenting yourself and what you're looking for is always going to make the best match. When you're looking for a job or you're looking to fill a position, it's a mutual selection process. At any point, a lot of times job seekers they're scared. And if you have a job and you're looking for a better one, it's a great time to engage with employers because you're kind of fearless. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And you should always approach an interview like that, even if you don't have a job, because when you show who you really are, it shows the employer asks questions based on, the person that you're projecting, and they can get a really good idea if you're going to be a good fit for the company. I often say what they're looking for right now, because it is such a unique work environment or job seekers environment, is employers really want someone that they know is going to show up and listen to what they're looking for and willing to learn the job. They're willing to train. They're investing in you and your skills. So you have to be willing to learn and invest in them as an employer, so it's a good match.
So really, skill sets probably run the gamut, but a lot of these are entry level positions. You don't necessarily have to have years and years of experience.
Correct. And employers will have, even within their organizations, when they look to promote from within, they've got, as long as if they can see that you're a trainable person, you're willing to learn, they may bring you in at a level where you're, a lower level, because they have a plan that you're going to be great in 2 years. I know that this person's going to be at, 2 steps above where we're bringing them in. Or maybe you come in at that step 2 steps above, but they see from your resume that you've never worked in my industry. You've never worked in construction, but you've worked in manufacturing and you've got all these transferable skills. You're good with tools. You're good with your hands. You've worked as part of a team, or you've led a team. They're looking at all of those kind of things on your resume that say, okay, this person's going to work in my organization.
Mary, we have someone tuning in right now. They want to know where they go to pre-register for the job fair.
Sure. The best place to go is right to our website, which is CareerSourceRC.com. So CareerSource Research Coast, R&C.com. And right there's a banner ad right across the top of the page where you can click virtual job fair and register right there.
And the time for this is this 9 to noon, I believe. Is that correct?
It is. It's 9 to noon, and we open at 8:30 for our veterans. We give them a veterans priority of service, so the job fair will be open for them a half an hour early at 8:30, so that they can engage earlier with employers that may be looking specifically to hire veterans.
One of the questions we're getting in right now, can you speak maybe to some of the struggles that you have heard from people who are going to these virtual fairs and trying to find the right job? I mean, there's always jobs perhaps, but maybe that right fit.
One of the things, a right fit that's the beauty of a job fair, is you can actually engage with the employer. So you can ask them questions. It's not just about them asking you questions and here's my resume and this is what I want. You can ask them, tell me what this person does, as well as being able to go and, in a virtual scenario, it's great because you can be in the job fair and go right online and do a little research about that company before you ever go in their booth. So you learn about them in real time, and it's nice, as opposed to having to go prepared or maybe walk up to somebody's booth and they ask you a question and you have no idea what they do. Well, in the virtual platform, you can go right online on another one of your devices or whatever and say, okay, what do they do? I like them. I never heard of them. Hey, I would be a good fit for them.
This is the beginning of the year. We still have many, many months to go. Are you all anticipating from your end that we will start to see the economy stabilize? Will we start to see more industries and jobs come back to life?
It's a movable thing. It's really hard to say, but there are a lot of jobs out there right now because our state is not really closed down and there aren't many restrictions, particularly in this area, for employers, other than what people are doing. Their personal security is always a factor, but most employers they're open for business. They're adhering to CDC guidelines with face wearing and masks, and they're taking all precautions they can. But for the most part, our region is open for business.
For people just now tuning in, the 6th annual Fort Pierce Job Fair later this week on Thursday from 9 to noon. Veterans a priority, and they will have early access. This is an event where you do have to pre-register. Go over again, perhaps, those folks who say, I need something now. How do you make sure that you can sell yourself? You don't have maybe the traditional business card swapping going on. Can you get something on the spot? Is that possible?
It is. And what's nice about the job fair is if you're a job seeker, the thing I recommend is if you find a company that you think you're good at, even if they don't have an open position that's, for what your skill sets are, apply for anything in their booth. Drop your resume in there. When someone engages you in the chat room, ask them for their personal email address, their work email, their contact information. Make that connection right then and there when you have the opportunity, because then you can follow up with that person. Maybe they don't have an opening now, but in 3 months they do have an opening. If you keep those lines of communication open with those organizations that you are truly interested in, they're going to applaud that. They're going to say, look, this person has follow through. This person is very interested in our company. We need to take a closer look at them. They might even create position for you based on some skill sets. You know, maybe we don't have the perfect fit right now, but we need somebody to do this. Are you willing to do this? When they see that you're engaged and interested in them, that's going to heighten their interest in you.
We did have a viewer actually just ask, are the jobs mainly confined to St. Lucie County?
No. As I said, we have positions. We actually even have a staffing agency that's staffing for positions and high-level positions across the country. So depending on what you're willing to do, and some of these, many of the staffing agencies may also have opportunities for telecommuting. So as I said, it's great. Go into their booths, ask them what they do, learn a little bit more, tell them what you're interested in. Because when you engage with a staffing agency, they're looking at you as a potential client too. Look, hey, I like you. I want to sell you to these clients that I have. So there's always a great opportunity there when you attend a job fair and there are other staffing agencies there, and there are no fees for the job seekers.
I think I heard you sneak in the S word, which is a buzzword, salaries. And I've got to imagine, because of, the different jobs that will be there and showing a presence, people do kind of want to know. You mentioned high paying jobs in some cases. Where are we on the spectrum?
We're everywhere from, $12, $14 an hour to a $60,000 or higher annual salary. So, in the medical sector, we've got all of our major hospitals attending, the Cleveland clinics that have hospitals in Indian River, Martin, and St. Lucie counties. And they're looking for everything from transporters and EMTs to lab technicians, nurses, medical assistants. And their recruiters are fabulous. They've engaged with us and they've attended these events before, and they've been very, very successful. And
as we've reported over the course of months, really, the medical field, that's really where a lot of those opportunities are opening right now. So glad to see that a lot of them are local. That's really nice to know. I have to imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, virtual job fairs, it's kind of become accustomed with this pandemic. It allows, I have to imagine, employers to have a greater diverse pool of applicants, which is always a benefit, but you don't want to get lost in the shuffle there. So if you're somebody attending one of these, you've got to make sure you're not a wallflower, right? Right. And that's definitely where I say, ask them, can I send you my resume directly? I have a better one for you. And you can target it to that company. Or make sure you apply for any position in their booth that's sort of close to your skill sets, because then they will actually, in the platform that we use, which is Premier Virtual, if you apply for a position in an employer's booth, they're going to be able to pull your resume and they're going to be able to contact you, and they're going to be able to hold on to that. I see on the screen of community partners, is there a place where people can go to find out the actual jobs that will be present so they can start to do their homework? Sure. On our website, we do have a list, and on our Facebook page, we put out a list of employers that we're going to be attending, so you could do your research and see, and some of the job titles as well. Okay. And that's at CareerSourceRC.com. Okay, perfect. Give us some more tips. People are overwhelmed. Behind the scenes, we were talking right now, a lot of folks are wondering about their unemployment. We've seen recently maybe some movement in the federal government to extend the relief checks perhaps, but eventually people will have to get out there and start pounding the pavement again. And it can be frustrating, and folks don't necessarily know where and how to start. And that's why you come to us at CareerSource. We have resource rooms, throughout the state. People used to think of, reemployment assistance or unemployment assistance. It's called reemployment assistance now, and there isn't really an office where you go for that. But as part of getting your benefits, you have to do job searches, and that's where CareerSource comes in. The database, if you will, the website that we work in is called employflorida.com. So if you're getting any type of reemployment assistance, you have to be registered on the employflorida.com website. It's indeed for the state of Florida, if you will. It's fully secured by the Department of Economic Opportunity, and that's where we post our job opportunities and where we do our work. So a job seeker or a employer has an opportunity. Job seekers are looking for jobs. Employers are posting their jobs there, posting their open positions there.
And we use that to do all of our work and track people. So we like people to register there. But then if you go to the CareerSource website, you can then see all of the services that we offer at no fee to job seekers. So, we have opportunities for training. We work with in various sectors on apprenticeships, particularly in the manufacturing field. We have several employers, and you're getting learn while you earn. So you get a job, and then you're earning some certifications to be an apprentice. So, and that's something you take with yourself as a worker throughout your career to say, look, I've gone to school. I am certified in logistics, or I'm certified in manufacturing, welding, different categories of things that we work with. And we can also help offset some of that training costs for the employers to get a better trained employee, as well as for the job seeker who's looking to better their career pathway.
We see your comment, Diana. Diana wants to know, Mary, are there any remote jobs that are going to be perhaps available?
There are a few. Many, we've got many job orders right in working with the government, special grants that we've established for the COVID scheduling and for the vaccinators. And there's quite a few positions in there. We do have one available that's one of the registries that we work with is a vaccinator they're paying for a LPN $25 an hour. Okay. It's 6 days a week, 10-hour shifts, but I mean, you could work 18 weeks and it'll probably get extended because as we know, the vaccine rollout's a little bit slower. But I mean, you work that part-time job for 18 weeks or slightly longer, you've made an entire salary for a year in a shorter period of time. If you're LPN or, a registered nurse that doesn't want to work in a traditional setting or is willing to work a little bit harder because they want to help with the pandemic.
We want to give those folks that are tuning in just maybe a few more minutes. If you're hesitant to get your questions in, we'll spend a few more minutes with you. This, again, one of many job fairs that we'll see this year. Do you know when the next one at this point will be?
If you go to our website, CareerSourceRC.com, if you go to the events calendar, you can look and see what's already been scheduled in the area that the employers that we're working with and the events that we've got scheduled. Also on our website, I want to point out, you can also register for workshops. You were mentioning, people looking for training and resume preparation. They're starting, looking, maybe they're working and they're underemployed right now because they lost their job at the start of the pandemic. So they just took something that they had to have, but they still want to get back to their field or maybe get some training, get a better position. We do have workshops for resume preparation. And if you just go to our website, you click on the events and workshops tab and then go to the calendar. There'll be a button there, pick the day in the week that you want to attend a workshop. And then there'll be a button where you can pre-register and one of our staff will be in contact with you to get you registered and tell you a little bit more about our services. That's a great way to learn more about CareerSource and how we can help.
And I was looking at the website there. It's very simplistic, very easy to navigate, find some of that information that people are looking for. So it's great to see that, you're not necessarily going into this cold. There is professional help out there if you are looking for that. Mary, I know that you have a busy schedule, and especially with Thursday, it's going to be here before you know it. You've got to get ready for that job fair. Thank you so much for taking time out today. We really appreciate it. We will continue here for our viewers at WPTV to get the word out. As we try to help South Florida rebound. Mary, again, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Holly, for your time. And yes, please register for the job fair. We've got lots of opportunities.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.